Hi, and welcome back to session 5 of Discovering Your Unique Shape. Man, I'm so excited and so fired up about the testimonies I'm hearing and how people are really taking this to heart. Now, I hope that you're really getting some out of it. So let's jump right into our lesson number 5 here. Plugging in your personality. Plugging in your personality. In your study guide, I'm on page 63. And again, I can't stress the importance of each person having their own individual study guide, because the answers you put in your book are going to be unique to you and your shape, okay? It's obvious, I'm just going to read a little bit here. It's obvious that God did not use a cookie cutter to stamp out people to look and get the same. God loves variety. Just look around. There's not a right or wrong personality. A personality is difficult to change, but attitudes can be changed over time. God has wired you in a unique way. For example, imagine you have a lion's personality. We could try to change you by pulling out your fangs, your attitude, and hope that you will become a cat. It won't work. You won't become a cat. You'll just become a fangless lion. In other words, you'll still have the same mentality and same personality as the king of the jungle, although you don't have the teeth to back it up. So here's what I want you to understand. When I became a Christian, my attitude was changed. My personality remained the same. I was outgoing before I was a Christian, and I was outgoing afterwards. I just had a new attitude, Christ attitude, to go with my outgoing personality. Listen to guys. I don't want you to feel that one personality is better than the other, because they're both equally important. As a matter of fact, one without the other always leads to problems, always leads to trouble, okay? So let's get after it. For this personality section, we want to look at 4 factors or aspects of your personality. Number 1, how I am around other people. Write that down. How I make my decisions. How am I in relationships, in my relationships? Write that down. How am I in my use of time? Now, those are the overview. Let's jump right into each one. Number 1, how am I around other people? My preference for people interaction. Around others, are you more, write this down, reserved or outgoing? Reserved or outgoing? Now, there will be times when you switch back and forth between reserved and outgoing, but you have a preference of your people interaction. So let me give you some stereotypical descriptions of between outgoing and reserved. Outgoing people: social, energized by people, lonely when not with people, loves parties, usually the last to leave, easily connect with strangers, has lots of relationships. I mean, they got friends at work, they got friends in the neighborhood, they got friends out of town, they got friends in every city they go to, okay? They got friends at Walmart, they got friends everywhere, okay? Now, the reserved person is drained by people, not bothered by being alone, like social activities, reading, few people, enjoys others but are drained afterwards, limited number of relationships. So now, what I want you to do is just choose one. Choose one. Number 2, how I make my decisions. My decisions are based more on fact or thinking or feeling. I'm a fact-thinking person, or I'm a more feely-touchy person. All right? Now, one is not better than the other, but they're both necessary in ministry. They're necessary in relationships. They're necessary in careers, because we balance each other. We might get on each other's nerve a little bit, but we are necessary. So here's the facts. Here's the stereotypical descriptions of people. Like facts, trust facts, rooted in reality, appreciates past experiences, notices the details, once was actual, just give me the facts, ma'am, and practical. Now, the Philly person is glance, because head in the clouds, miss the details, futuristic thinking, don't care about the past, wants to know what's ahead, forward thinking, anticipates the future, great imagination, loves to speculate and go on hunches. All right? So the fill in here is, am I a fact thinking or a feely person? So, right, or feelings, all right, feelings person, okay? Now you got to choose one, okay? You can't, I'm above, well, you may have a little bit of both, but you might have more of one than the other. So choose one. All right, let's go to the next one. Number 3, how am I in my use of time? Am I more, write this down, determined or more spontaneous? All right, am I more determined or more spontaneous? Now, determined people, fixed, organized, plans ahead, closure, deadlines. The spontaneous people, flexible, adapt as you go, open-ended. What's the worst? No deadline, okay? All right, family. In my haste to get this book put together for you, I left out the relationship part. How am I in my relationship? Am I more dependent on others or am I more independent? Well, a dependent person is a dependent person is a person who is more likely to rely on others to be there during tough times, want to talk out their feelings, and there's nothing wrong with that, all right? A more independent person is a person that kind of keeps everything to themselves. They want to figure it out themselves. They want to support themselves. So you don't have to necessarily choose one, but I just wanted to give you that one because it was in the outline there, and somehow I left it out the book. So forgive me for that one, okay? But here's the deal. Your personality is not right or wrong, it's just your personality. It's how you use it that makes the difference. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take some time now and go through into your discussion, and let's get after this one and figure out how you can best use your personality for God. Not trying to change your personality, but use it for the Lord. Have a great discussion.